Good afternoon, everyone. John Turnbull here, Powder Blue Sports, bringing to you the 2020 COVID National Championship game between Kansas and Duke, both one seeds. Let's go over how they got here. Kansas was the number one seed in the Midwest, and they defeated Boston University 93-61. Then defeated Auburn 70-64. Kicked Arizona's butt 85-65. Just squeaked by Creighton under 2 seed 72-68. And then they beat Maryland to reach the final game. Duke, the 1 seed out of the South. And they beat Portland State by 6, 88-82. Crushed Virginia 87-55. Beat Villanova in overtime by 1, 87-86. And then beat Rutgers, the 11 seed, 76-65. So I would say Kansas is probably the favorite here. Let's go ahead and roll for the home field advantage. 1, 2, or 3 will be Kansas. 4, 5, or 6 will be Duke. And it's 2, so Kansas will win that. They'll get the choice of their highest offensive calibration point of 3 or Duke's defensive 7. They'll take the 7 of Duke. Duke have to take the lowest between their offensive calibration points of 6. And Kansas is 3, so they'll take 3. And the TSA difference is 2 in favor of Kansas, so there'll be a +1, -1. So Duke will end up with 2 adjustment points. Kansas will end up with 8. So now that is all set. Let us start with the final game of the 2020 COVID Baseline Basketball Tournament. And you see I've got a nice little score ticker up top here for the first half. And Kansas rolls a defense 16. That is a paint category with a score roll of 11. That's a high score for a roll of that. Defense paint 16. I'm sorry, paint 11 is 11 points. +1 is 12 for Kansas. Duke up for the first segment here. And they roll a defense 9. Defense 9 is an arc. Defense arc 7. That'll give them 9 +1. So at the end of the first segment, it is 12-10 in favor of Kansas. Actually, I'll probably update it after each segment instead of each half segment here. Kansas defense 15. Defense 15 is paint 6. So DP 6 is 6 points. +1 is 7. And Duke rolls a defense 8. Defense 8 is another arc for Duke, but only 5 on the score roll. Still gives them 7 points. +1 is 8. So we'll go 19-18. A 1-point lead for the Jayhawks going into the middle of the first half. Defense 13 for Kansas. That is a free throw category. And a roll of 7. DF7 is 3 +1 is 4. So Kansas still up by 1 after 2 segments without having an arc. Duke having arcs on both of theirs. We got the first offensive roll of the game. Offense 12. We can make sure my math is right here. Yep, offense 12. And that is a free throw of 7. OF7 is 4. Duke no longer has any calibration points left. And They are tied as far as the points for this segment, 4 apiece. So it'll be 23-22 in favor of Kansas. Segment 4 here, defense 11 for Kansas. Defense 11 is another free throw category of 9. This might catch up to Kansas. DF 9 is 5, plus 1 is 6. I know they got some extra points to play with, but keep rolling these free throw categories, and they're playing with fire here. Duke rolls a defense 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A defense 7 is an arc of 5. Defense arc 5 is 7 points. And that will tie the score at 29 with 1 segment to go before halftime. Just what you would expect in a championship game. Not the blowouts that we had in the 2 semifinal games. Defense 7 for Kansas is paint of 3. DP3 is only 1 point. And let's see what Duke can muster here. They got a defense 11. Defense 11 is a free throw, but they got 12. So DF 12 is 8. And that gives Duke the lead at halftime of 37-31. Let's see if Kansas can come back here. We'll change this to half number 2. And let's get started. Offense of 13 for Kansas. That is a paint. Score roll on the white dice is 8. So we're going to offense, paint for the P column. 8 is 9 points, plus 1 is 10. That's a good score coming out of the halftime locker room for Kansas. They scored their most coming out in the first half of 12. Offense for Duke, and they got an 11. Offense 11 is a free throw of only 5. OF5 is only 2 points. And just like that, Duke has retaken the lead, 41-39. Kansas rolls offense 6. Offense 6 is paint 6. OP 6 is 7, plus their 1 is 8 points. And Duke offense 16. That'll put them in the paint with a 9. Offense paint 9 is 11 points. And even though Kansas scored 8, Duke is going to retake the lead. Let me subtract 1 here. 50-49 in the second half, almost midway through here. Just what you'd expect in a championship game. Several lead changes. And it looks like we're going to go down to the wire here, folks. Offense 10 for Kansas is paint. Score roll of 6. Offense paint 6 is 7 points. They got their last calibration point in this segment. So they'll finish the segment at 8 points. Offense 8 for Duke. Offense 8 is an arc of 7. Offense arc 7 is 13 points for the Duke Blue Devils. They are smoking hot here in the second half. Just started off slow, but they've turned on the jets here. And they are now up by 6, 63-57. 2 segments to go. Can they hold on? We thought Kansas was going to be the favorite, and they have the home field advantage too. Kansas offense, 12. The difference has been 4 art categories for Duke. Even though they have 3 free throws, they've taken advantage of them. Offense 12 for Kansas is a free throw of 5. That'll only give them, 2 points. And ladies and gentlemen, let's see if Duke steps on their throat here and puts their foot on the gas pedal. Defense 10 is paint 8. Defense paint 8 is 7. And we got 2 more for Duke and 7 more for Duke, 2 more for Kansas, and it's 70-59 into the last segment of the game. Kansas is going to need a miracle here. Defense 11 for Kansas. Defense 11 is a free throw category. Holy cow. 8 DF8 is only 4 points. And that's not going to do it, folks. Duke is going to be your COVID champion. Last segment, they roll in offense 9, paint 6. Offense paint 6 is 8. So give 4 more for Kansas and 8 more for Duke. And there you go, your final score. Duke 78, Kansas 63. The final score does not indicate how close this game actually was. The Duke Blue Devils did have a 6-point lead at the half. Kansas was able to go up 1, and then Duke ripped off 29 points in the final 4 segments to only 22 for Kansas. So there you have it. All the games have been played. Got to figure out what I'm going to do for my next project. But thank you for watching. And Baseline Basketball is available on powderbluesports.com. And you can also, through Vic Wenzel's site, get this nice 3D printed dice tower. Now, this is a floor model, so it won't come with this little piece of cardboard. So the ones that he has perfected is a lot more solid than this one at the base. So I took the floor model from him and glued this on to make it a little more stable, and it will come without the stickers on it. So, but still a great dice tower. Rolls your dice several times before it even hits the tray here. So, and for a price of only $25, it's a great deal from Victor. So you can either contact him or you can contact me, and we'll hook you up with one of those nice dice towers from him. But anyways, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you later. Thanks.